What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. Oh boy, I'm so excited right now. I could jump out of my chair. We got a legendary entrepreneur here with us tonight on the show. An entrepreneur, expert marketer, industry trainer, and so much more, guys. We're going to have the opportunity to speak with him here tonight, family. I want to get myself on camera really quickly so I can see everybody and you can see me live and direct. What's up, Builders Club TV Nation family? Again, we have Rob Fore on the show tonight. Legendary in the industry and is doing so much right now, doing some damage online out there in these internet streets. You know how we do it, family. So I'm going to get him on camera really quickly. Let me make sure he can hear me okay. Mr. Rob Fore, can you hear me, sir? Awesome. Let me get you on camera so the family can see you here and we can get, there we go. Here you go right here. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. You know, it's so hot up in the house, I actually brought a little sweat rag from my palms here. Crank up the heat and make it happen.
Absolutely, man. Well, we're excited to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on to the Builders Club TV.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, every Wednesday, it's just one of those days where my wife kind of hang out. We kind of appreciate our life because we got busy, started doing what we do, and we don't have to suit up and show up. You know, we were stay-at-home mom and dads, kind of like you, and so we came from this space. This is like our home, you know.
Right.
So it's good stuff.
Awesome, man. Again, we're excited to have you on the show. Rob, what we do on the Builders Club TV, and you've seen some of the clips here recently, we like to reverse engineer. We call it jumping into the Builders Club TV time machine, and we like to figure out how successful people came to be, how you got to where you are, and the journey that you took, the path that you chose to get where you are today. We believe there's so much to learn in the path and the history of successful people. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because I think today we are a makeup of all of our learnings, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then it's just a matter of finding how those learnings apply to whatever we're doing, and off we go.
Right. Well, Rob, let's get started. You've had a very, very awesome career. I mean, in your mind as entrepreneurs, we're always getting started. We're never finishing. We never feel like we've arrived. We're always trying to do more, but you've done so much and you've helped so many people along the way. But again, we want to take it back for a little bit and talk to you about how you got started in this wonderful, amazing industry. So if you will, Rob, can you tell us what was life like for you before you started doing what you're doing now in this work from home industry?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of fell into it sort of by choice and sort of not by choice. So I was raised in rural Michigan in an alcoholic family.
Okay.
You know, so the family was kind of dysfunctional. We were always broke. You know, my dad couldn't keep a job, things like that. And I was always broke, and I was always one of those guys, you know, I could tell you the color of your shoes, but I couldn't tell you the color of your eyes because I just felt less than.
Right.
You know, with all the drama at home and things like that. So at a young age, I took refuge in magazines and books, and I was always a reader. And because I felt less than, I was naturally drawn to things like Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill and things like that, just to kind of make myself feel better. Unfortunately, I was also drawn to drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
And so I always had that battle going on. And I left home at 15, went from Michigan to California on my own, no ID, $500 in my pocket.
Wow.
With drugs and alcohol challenges, which isn't a good deal, right?
Right.
So I went looking for sunshine and bikinis, but I ended up just getting myself in a wreck. And I never really got out of that wreck until I was about 26 years old. Wow. when I sobered up. But it was along the way, you know, so I got in trouble with the law, you know, because there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's DUIs and all those things.
Right.
So that trouble kept me from getting good jobs. And so I always found myself doing sales jobs, Kirby vacuum cleaners, in-home sales, Craftmatic adjustable beds of all things,
Right.
Things like that. And that's how I paid the bills and fed the dog. So in a sense, I was learning to become a marketer all the while I was struggling being a bad boy.
Wow.
Walking
into your fate.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really because I couldn't get a well-paying job per se, or a normal job, that I just started doing sales and marketing. And so I became very good at that, and I actually created a couple real dirt world businesses. For example, you see the address numbers on the curbs in front of houses, right?
Right.
We started a whole business where a guy came to my house one day. He came to my house. He had one arm. Arm was, and he said, "Hey, for $7, I'll paint the address numbers on the curb of your house." He gave me a reason why, and I told him to kick rocks. Now, if he went, but I watched him pick up 3 orders in the next hour, and I kind of penciled that out and went, "Wow, that's $15 an hour." Keep in mind, this was 20 years ago. So, but he was knocking on doors and doing all that, collecting the money. I said, "Well, gee, what if I printed a flyer, had a crew hand out the flyers. The people that wanted it done just left the flyers up. The rest of the people threw it away."
Right.
So I didn't have to knock on doors. And we created a whole business, hired a crew, and turned that into like a $300,000 a year business.
Wow.
Just from scrapping. You know what I mean? I mean, we were hustling, but hustling, instead of hustling on the corner, now we're hustling
right
for a high score, doing good stuff.
Right. Right. That's amazing. So you were a hustler from the beginning, from the jump, Rob.
Yeah, you got to scrap when you got to scrap. And then the difference that made the difference was somewhere in there. I started, instead of scrapping and hustling for drugs and alcohol to keep myself well and stupid, I started striving for thriving. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Instead of just for bare bones survival, let's pretend I'm all about something, but I'm really about nothing, and actually go become something. Right. And that was the difference,
Right. So fast forward a little bit. And this is incredible already, your story, but fast forward a little bit, going into your world, or the world of entrepreneurship. At what point, Rob, going through everything you were going through, at what point were you introduced to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, well, my family was actually in Amway. So I was introduced in Michigan. Amway has their home office in Ada, Michigan. So as Amway distributors, they would actually drive to the mother company to pick up their products. So even as a young guy, 14, 15, I'm seeing this thing called MLM. I don't even know what the heck that is. But every time they meet up together, all these adults seemed happy and excited, and they had dreams and a hope, right? It's like, wow, I never see my peeps and my parents have hope unless they're at one of these things. So the second I turned 18, actually the truth is, the second I had a fake ID that said I was 18, I joined Amway. Wow. And I started going door to door, because remember, I'm a sales guy at this point, and I'm trying to sell shoe spray door to door. I'd shine one of your shoes and leave the other one undone, so you buy the can. Right. So pretty early on, and that didn't work out for me. And it wasn't until I was probably, I think I was 29 years old, 29 years old. Where
that was your first introduction to work from home. That's what I meant. Work from home entrepreneurship. That was your first introduction, Amway.
Yeah, really, Amway. Yeah.
Okay. And then you said after that, you found.
Yeah, so after that, it was a whole bunch in a row. It was like water filters, and then it was MCI telephone services, and there was like six or seven in a row until I was about 26, 27 years old, and I failed miserably at all of them. Right. I signed up my 2 or 3 people in my cold market. Now, it wasn't from a lack of trying and working. I'd actually pull out the whiteboard and have meetings. Unfortunately, I was having meetings at the trailer park smoking doobies at the same time. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't quite working, even though I was working it.
Right.
Or, So that's how it started.
Right. Well, hey man, you were, operating in the world that you existed in, but you always had that fire, to want for more, right? And you were walking into your fate. So that's amazing. So when did you get to the point where you started to realize exactly what you were doing? Because we've had a chance to speak to some of the other leaders in this amazing industry, and their story was a little similar, as to how they were introduced to network marketing or the work from home industry, and they didn't realize they were actually in a network marketing or direct sales company. They were just doing the thing, right? So when did you understand exactly what you were doing?
Yeah, so in 2000, flashback with me to 2000, we were making quite a bit of money. I had built a business online. We were selling websites and hosting to real estate agents. So that was our business. We were making quite a bit of money. And so I decided to get life insurance. So I applied for life insurance. They take blood and all kind of tests. The doctor calls me in for the test results, and he walks in and he basically clears his throat and he goes, "Rob, I'm sorry. You might want to get your affairs in order. You're terminal. You've got 2 years to live." Wow. 1 minute I'm fighting traffic to get to the doctor on time. The next minute I'm fighting for my life, right? So literally on the drive home, it was like, oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? But I realized at that moment that if I were to literally die in 18 to 24 months, I would leave my family destitute and penniless. Because even though I was making a lot of money online doing this real estate thing, I was the real estate thing. I was writing newsletters. I mean, I was like the brand, right? And if the brand disappeared and died, there would be no money. And we had no medical insurance. We had nothing. So if I were to actually die, without a passive residual income, I knew I would leave them destitute and penniless with a mountain of debt. So at that point, something happened in my brain where my excuses for feeling less than, my excuses for not doing the things I knew I needed to do, because my mentors were telling me all these years, do this, do this, do this. But all my excuses, all my pettiness, all my keep myself small, all of a sudden, my reason why became infinitely bigger than those excuses that have been keeping me small. So literally the next day, well, after crying and doing all that stuff for a few days, I just got busy. It's like, you know what? These guys been telling me what to do, but it was my own hurts, habits, and hangups that were keeping me from doing it. Not that it was hard or anything, right? It was all in my head. And I just started doing what they said, and it worked. And within 18 months, we had actually built a real residual income and a real network marketing business, and I didn't die. I haven't died yet. So it's just kept on going from there, kind of.
Wow. That is mind-blowing. So tell us, Rob, how did you, or what kept you inspired to go out there and make that happen in spite of it all?
Well, it really was my family at that point. See, up at that point, because they had given me a death sentence, said, you got cancer, you're going to die. And I knew I would literally leave them penniless. So that reason why, it's like, I'm not going to do that. They didn't sign up for that. They didn't sign up for me to leave them in a mountain of debt on my way out the door. That's just silly. So I knew I had it in me, even though, I'm on chemo, I lost 38 pounds, lost all my hair, my eyebrows, looked like a freak from Mars, right? Even though all that happened, and even though I only had like an hour and a half of energy a day, the leaders were saying, you can build this part-time in your spare time online.
Wow.
It's like, well, I've been trying that for 6 years. It's not working for me. But I never followed the success model. I never really did what they said. I pretended I did. I told people I did, but I didn't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now the window is short. So it's like, well, what other choice do I have? I don't know anything else. So I might as well do what they say and throw my hurts, habits, and hangups out the window and see what the heck happens. And it just worked. And all of a sudden it's like, So I spent, most of my life kicking against the pricks, if you will, when I should have just went giddy up and went along for the ride from the beginning.
Is that the challenge you think a lot of people have? They're pretending they're doing all the right things, but not really following the system?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I see it all the time, even my own teams. They'll say the right things, or maybe in their minds they believe it. I have a guy, who's been on one of my teams. He was just frustrated. He sends me a note. You can tell he's obviously frustrated. He's, Rob, I've been blogging and blogging and blogging for a year. I'm not getting any traffic. Nobody's buying my stuff. What's going on? So I said, well, show me your blog. Let me see what you've done, right? And I'm expecting to see this huge work result. Over a course of a year, keep in mind I'm a blogger,
right?
But over a course of a year, he had done 5 blog posts. And to him, that was an incredible amount of work, because what he was doing a blog post and then waiting. Is anybody going to read it? Is anybody going to comment? 2 months goes by. No, I guess I should write another one.
Right.
So his concept of blogging and what people meant by you should be a blogger and what blogging really means, coming from somebody that does it for a living, is 2 different things.
Exactly. Yeah. Now you making a name for yourself, since you bring up blogging, you've made a name for yourself in that arena, and really one of the best to do it in this space. How powerful is blogging for network marketing?
Well, it's really powerful, because it really doesn't matter what the network marketing product, service, or opportunity is, because we'll just say health and wellness, because it's an easy one to cover. But if you think, how does the internet run? If today I needed something, what did I need? Oh yeah, I broke my glasses, so I needed some glasses. So I just ran down to the drugstore and bought them. But let's say I wanted to order it online. What would I do? I would go to my favorite search engine, Google, Bing, Yahoo, YouTube, and I would search, where do I buy these kind of glasses, right? It's going to give me a search result. So the neat thing about blogging or internet marketing is they're never even going to see your blog or your video unless they are actively searching for it. So we're attracting our perfect target market in the moment that they're most hot for that thing. Right. I'm most hot when I'm actually searching to buy glasses. That's when I'm most likely. So if you were in an MLM that sold vision care and you had posts out there that says, need new glasses, you might have signed me up today. I might have bought yours today. You know what I mean? Right. So that's where it's powerful. Right. So let's say you're in a health and wellness thing and one of your products helps alleviate the symptoms of maybe 12 different diseases. So you could go up there and do your research and go, well, arthritis, maybe 10, I'm making this up, but maybe 10,000 people a month search for, how do I cure arthritis? How do I reduce arthritis inflammation? They're searching for solutions. They're not looking for a business opportunity. There's a whole another group of people looking for that. Right. But they're looking for pain relief or something like that. So we blog about that. Here's 17 ways to get rid of pain today. One of those ways would obviously be your product or service. And so see, we've met the market where they are. We offer our product as a solution to their problem, and boom, we get traffic, sales, and signups. So it's always worked for me, because that way we're not limited to just promoting a business opportunity. It's like, yeah, you and a million other people. Well, this is the best. Well, yeah, you and a million other people say that. Right. But so it gives us a way to really attract the perfect target market right when they got their credit card in their hand.
Wow, that's powerful. Builders Club TV family, I truly hope you're paying attention. This is literally $1 million information being revealed right now. So let me ask you this, Rob, because blogging, as you've just laid out, is very powerful. Why do you think people there's a lot of people out there who still haven't caught on to this secret, blogging?
Well, blogging isn't for everybody. Gotcha. And blogging, and I say that for a couple reasons. A lot of people think, blogging doesn't sound that bad, right? Right. But think about this. And it really starts, I believe, in people join network marketing for the wrong reasons. They join, they get caught up in the sales pitch, or their Uncle Fred asked them to join or something. And all of a sudden they find themselves in business selling vitamins. and 2 weeks ago they had no interest in nutrition.
Right.
So now all of a sudden and let's say that they're teachers or plumbers. So they're good teachers and they're good plumbers, but they've never sold a thing in their life. They've never written advertising copy in their life. They've never written an ad in their life. They have no interest in health or wellness or nutrition.
Right.
And all of a sudden they're supposed to sell nutrition on a blog. So people goof up, so now they say, well, you need to blog about nutritional stuff, which bores them to tears. They're not readers anyway. Maybe they haven't written since high school, and now when they write, they can't spell, and so blogging is probably not a good idea.
Gotcha.
Or it's going to take them 1 year to 2 years, 3 years to acquire the skill where they become a good enough blogger where the market may pay attention. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think a lot of people get started and then go, "Whew, this requires skill." And so then they go seeking another way, and they might go into video marketing, which I think is more appropriate for more people. But then we get to people that are camera shy; they don't want to get on camera. Right. And again, that's hurt habit or hang up that's literally holding you back, and you got to past it. I mean, look at me. I can't even say my words straight. Who cares? Do what you do.
Right. I think that's a good point. I mean, I think that people forget that most people love vulnerability. They love raw and uncut. They love people who are just not afraid to be people and
be real.
Reality and be real.
Yeah, be real. I was just chatting with a guy on a Facebook Messenger, and he was baiting me. It's like, hey, you're a guy I respect. I'd like to have, how do you judge a new thing? I know he's going to pitch me his deal, right?
Right.
So I'm just kind of playing along to see, and I tell him right up front, I have sub-zero interest in a new deal. But yet he's got an agenda, right?
Right.
So I play along, but it is so scripted. My thinking the whole time is, who teaches this crap?
Right.
He hasn't said one real, authentic thing in 5 paragraphs. I mean, it's like, who's listening to this? Right. You just gave me a commercial I would mute on the TV. Give me a little bit of you, and maybe we have something to talk about.
It's funny, Rob, I did a video about this exact subject. I'll have to send it to you. What advice do you have for inboxing? That's a big thing going on. People inbox on Messenger, and they go right for the jugular. What's your advice on that for people?
Well, I think you shouldn't inbox unless you have a reason to inbox where you're lending value to them. I never heard that term, so I was kind of curious what you were going to say.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have, but I don't know it. But yeah, I call that direct reach out. So if I was going to direct reach out, I got a list of like 5,000 Facebook friends. I don't know most of these people, so you can't really call them friends.
Right.
But let's say I wanted to get into prospecting and recruiting mode and do these inboxing or these direct reach outs. What I do is I actually literally go to the people who are already engaging with me. They've liked my post, they've commented, they're engaging. I start there and I literally go to their profile. I go to about them, I track down their website, I see what they are doing. What are they doing?
Right.
How can I help them? How can I bring value to their life? Does my product serve, does my agenda, what I want to sell, could it fit in their business anywhere legitimately? You know what I mean?
Right.
Not like, are you looking for another opportunity? I see you're kind of committed to one already. No, legitimately.
Right.
If I'm selling one that could enhance their deal, help them get more leads, that's legitimate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If not, I'm just going to check in with them. How are you doing as a person? Because there's no reason for me to approach. That's intrusive.
Right.
That's me being a pitch man, like the guy, on the beaches. Got a watch, got an umbrella.
Right. Yeah.
so I personally don't do that. That's like what the guy was doing today. Right. And it's like, that's so ridiculous. You wasted both of our times, even though I found it quite entertaining because I was baiting him the whole time.
Exactly. Well, Rob, the majority of the audience here, of course, are entrepreneurs in the work from home industry, we see that social media is a very important piece to your business strategy. How important is social media right now for the work from home entrepreneur? And how much effort, how much time should one put into their social media strategy?
I don't know. I think that's a tough one to answer because it's going to depend on different people. Or like I spend probably an hour a day on social media. I'll do maybe a half a dozen of my own posts throughout the day.
Right.
But I am doing direct reach outs and I'm engaging with the people that are engaging with me. Once in a while, I'll go out of I'm really looking to somehow bring value, whether it's education, entertainment, just to maintain relationships,
Right.
And kind of flow with life. So I do use social media a lot for marketing, but I do it more as I just share with people what I'm doing, and then I make it very easy for them to find out how to get involved with what I'm doing versus pitching them on anything.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you are the SEO expert and the marketing expert, in terms of like just an everyday person who's in the work from home industry, maybe just getting started or been involved in their work from home opportunity for a while, but it's not really working out with what they've been doing so far. How important is the internet moving into this era? How important is the internet? Should people really be focused on upping their knowledge when it comes to online marketing?
Oh, I absolutely think so. You got that term technophobe, or some of the older people, not the younger people. Younger people, shoot, they've probably got biochips already. But people are still complaining about being technophobes. Well, get the phobe off over it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Everything's changing. I mean, I used to watch a cartoon when I was a kid, the Jetsons, or something about space, and they would have, hey, beam me up, Scotty, or they'd have these little communication devices they talked in. I got one right here today. Where do you think we're going to be 10 years from now?
Oh, man.
So, yeah, we got to go. And we got G5 coming around the corner. What's G5? Well, that's the high-speed internet you have right now. Mm-hmm. Well, times that by 4, which means now you're going to have 24. What you do here could be 24-hour live streaming, a 24-hour live broadcast, and everybody in the world could have their own 24-hour show. That's the direction we're moving, and we're moving to phones. I mean, look, go hang out at the mall for an hour today. People don't engage. They're here, in this virtual reality space.
Yeah.
If we sell stuff, that's where we got to be.
Yeah.
In my house, tell me if this isn't true in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all the shopping gets delivered to my house now.
Yeah.
There's a new chore that I didn't have 2 years ago. It's called breaking down the boxes. Every week.
Yep.
That didn't exist 2 years ago.
Yeah. It is definitely changing. We get our groceries delivered to the house now. My wife and I were just talking about this. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary just last night, and we were watching families. Yeah, man. Thanks, man. We made it, right? But
10 years, that rocks.
We were celebrating in the restaurant, and we were just looking at the families on their phones. The mother's on the phone, the father's on the phone, the kids are on the phone, and nobody's having any conversations anymore. No one's engaging. They don't even know what's going on with their kids, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. This is incredible.
I was at a friend's birthday party the other day, and it was kind of funny. There's kids sitting on this bench, young, say 12, 13, and they're texting and laughing and enjoying whatever they're doing. But it turns out they were texting the kids on the bench right over there.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So instead of like engaging, they're enjoying it. So, bless their hearts. But I just thought that was so odd because I remember growing up, boy, the kids couldn't wait to get together to hang out with kids,
Or go outside.
Yeah, go outside. But this is that world today. This is their world. You say go outside and play kick the can. They look at you like, what are you talking about?
Well, speaking of playing, we know you work hard. How does Rob Fore play? How do you enjoy life? How do you take a load off? And how do you
You know
enjoy
what?
success?
Yeah, I like movies. Um, uh, G-rated PG movies like Lion King.
Oh man, come on, Lion
I mean,
King.
seriously, I am a animated feature junkie.
I can't wait to see that
I
one.
like the superhero movies. I like westerns, so I like movies. I play tennis. My wife and I hit tennis probably 4 or 5 times a week for an hour to 2.5 hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week. So we get a lot of outside exercise. As a hobby, I do nunchucks, a little bit of Kungfu. I walk on broken glass for meditation.
Wait a
I
minute.
do really odd things.
Hold on, Rob. You can't just say walk on broken glass and keep going. You said you walk on hold on, broken glass?
Yeah, so you're familiar with Tony Robbins,
Right.
right? Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins, he does, classic Tony Robbins. He does the fire walk events where he has everybody walk across fire,
Okay.
part of the graduation, right? Well, I'm a fire walk instructor. I went to the same fire walk school that Tony Robbins did. My son and I both did. So we're fire walk instructors. So I'm one of those guys that will, if I ever invite you over to a barbecue, shoes are optional.
Right.
Because we're going to probably do a fire walk.
Wow.
Well, a glass walk's the same thing. What we do is we take wine bottles or, bottles. You break them. It's just broken glass. You put a bed of broken glass down, take your shoes off in your bare feet, and you walk. The whole idea is don't step on anything sharp.
Obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously. And the whole idea behind that metaphor, and people can search online, search Rob Fore glass walk, and you'll find pictures where we're having people walk on the glass. And they're having breakthroughs because the whole idea is we have fear, and fear is really a mental thing. I mean, sometimes our body has a fear response, so that's on its fear. But most of the time, it's mental. It's a herd habit hang up that's holding us back. So glass walking, if you really walk slow and pay attention to your body's going to tell you, don't step there. There's a pokey sharp thing. And if you don't fight it, and if you don't fight the fear and freak out, you're going to walk perfectly safe and never get cut.
Really?
I mean, it's like feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, I like to meditate on glass because there's another reason.
Yeah.
And for most people, a river stone or a polished stone like you might find in your garden would be better. But it's for acupressure under your feet. The acupressure points.
Right.
Yeah. I just tend to use broken glass.
No, that's amazing. That is powerful, and I do like that analogy, or I do like the fact of people pushing past fear, because of course that's essentially what needs to happen to go to the next level in anything you do in life, right?
Well, it really does. Probably 5-6 years, well, a little bit longer than that. Quite a few years ago, I took my son to a Christian wheat camp up in the mountains. It's like a father-son thing, right?
Right.
So we're up there, we're doing our thing, and part of the thing is this ropes course, where these ropes are between these trees, and you got to walk the rope. Now you're all in, you can't get hurt. If you fall off, they're going to catch you. And when you're down here looking up at the people being all scared, literally just frozen, petrified, my brain's dissing them, honestly. It's like, you're little wussies. You're in a harness. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yet when I got up there, all that, you little wussy, my body is freaking out in fear. Well, during that week, the whole idea was to keep facing it. We would do it every day. And by the third day, people are walking across it like it's nothing. Where the first day, the fear was crippling. So, you know what I mean? So whether it's a body response or a mental response, if we just face it, we'll eventually get over it. And then you'll be unstoppable.
Right. So you've grown in your business to the point where now you are a speaker, professional speaker. You've had the chance to speak at events. Tell us what that's like. Were you always in front of the room, man? How did you get to the point where now you're the speaker in front of the room? You
know what? They just invite you. That's what I found. I mean, I'm sure there's other paths, like you could call people up and say, hey, you want me to speak? But once you start producing a result, it just happens. I remember the first event, I produced some kind of result in the company, and they thought it was special. So they said, hey, you want to speak for 20 minutes? And I was like petrified. This is a room of maybe 100 people, but I'm petrified. It took me like 2 weeks to write out this little 20-minute thing. Here's the funny thing. Right. So I practiced, drill, rehearse, do all that. I got my little cue cards, and I drop them on the way up. I mean, I'm so nervous, I drop them. So I don't want to look like an idiot and pick them all. Plus, they'd be all scrambled. So I end up going up without my notes, and it was probably the best thing that could have happened because I did practice, drill, and rehearse. So now I just had to spit it out. You know what I mean? And after that first event, a tiny little group of maybe 100 people, I had 3 or 4 people come up afterwards and go, what you just shared was profound. It had this effect on me. I go, really? That's just my story. And that spoke to me. It's like, all those times I felt less than as a kid, that I had a voice but nobody would listen, or I had something to say and nobody was paying attention. I really didn't. But today, because of all those experiences, we do. And some people are listening and they appreciate it. And it's like, wow, that's what all this was about. To be able to offer a hand up, whether it's encouragement, training, mentoring, coaching, versus a handout. Because people don't really want that. They want a hand up.
Right. Right. Builders Club TV Nation, I hope you guys are taking notes. Make sure you like this video and share this. As you can see, Mr. Fore is bringing the pain, guys. Rob, tell us, man.
It's hot in here.
It's getting hot in here, right? Tell us, what are you doing now? How are you helping people now online? You've been doing it for a while. What are you cooking up these days?
Yeah, so this is really interesting. In the last 6 months, I honestly took about 3 years off from actively trying to grow anything that we're currently involved in. Kept it all plugged in, kept all the income streams going, but didn't really actively try to grow anything. Kind of got to the point financially where we could, not do anything probably ever, but kind of got bored and all that. And one of the things that has always bugged me is the miserable statistics in MLM. It's like 10% ever make a 6-figure income and 90% never make a profit. And I've seen that in my own teams. I've got one team of over 10,000 and the majority just don't make money. Right. Even if you teach them, even if you guide them, even if you go, just follow my footprints in the snow, right? For some reason, they don't produce the same result. Well, we kind of talked about that earlier, and it's not from a lack of a work ethic. It is sometimes, but often it's a lack of skill, right? They're trying to be a blogger, but they're not a writer. They're trying to do videos, but they're doing pitch videos versus training videos. And so what I found is, instead of just training and educating, which now they got to grow into skill-wise, what if I could take my expertise, because I've been a copywriter for years, so like when I do videos, I script them out. Well, what if I shared the script with my team and then let them use those scripts, proven to convert, to cut their own videos or write their own blogs? So what we've done is we're still saying you got to go do the work. You still got to do a blog post. You still got to do a video, and it still needs to be unique. But what if I bring your work up to the skill level required to produce a result? And then what if we go do the SEO for you, which is the secret sauce when it comes to blogging or SEO. So I finally cracked the code of how we can do that for our own team members. And that's something pretty brand new in the last 6 months that I'm totally stoked about, because I think we can finally switch that where 90% of our team actually has a result, and the 10% that don't is because they literally did nothing.
Right. Wow. That's powerful stuff. Rob, will you give out your social media and website and things that the folks can learn more about what you got going on and get in touch?
Yeah, the easiest way is blog.robfore.com. So blog.robfore, like in golf.com, or 90minutesuccess.com. And both of those will take you to my Facebook or my Twitter, or, all those places.
Okay, awesome. And we will, family, put the link, put those links in the description of this video. We certainly appreciate having you on, Rob. We definitely got to have you back. The family knows about the Builders Club TV live chat series that we will debut later soon here. It's where we'll have you on live, and the family, the audience, gets an opportunity to become the interviewer and ask questions. It's like speaking with a coach, and they can ask whatever they want, right? And
that's absolutely, I'd be looking forward to that, because you know what? It's when we're in the trenches, when we're actually got our sleeves rolled up, there's sweat coming off our brow. We don't smell that good because we've been getting busy, and you got questions. Yeah. That's the neat thing about this industry is most leaders are willing to put the time in with you if you're putting the effort in honestly. And we can tell the shakers, the fakers and shakers, right. You know what I mean? It's like they're saying the right thing, but seriously, 5 blog posts in a year, we're speaking 2 different languages.
Exactly. So yeah, we definitely got to have you back for that. We also have the Builders Club TV Day in the Life. That'll probably be coming before the live chat series, and that's basically the lifestyles of the rich and famous for the work from home industry. This series is about inspiration, belief, creating that vision. And that's basically where we turn the camera on and you show whatever you want. The lifestyle that you enjoy due to your success, motivational nuggets that you'll be able to share with the audience, and also show them the lifestyle. So we got to have you back for that as well, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can take you down on the tennis court, show you. I actually live in a neighborhood of mansions. It's kind of cool. I remember as a kid, we were broke, and I would drive by these houses that were like, well, they were mansions, right? It's like, how in the world? And these people have these fancy cars and pools, and now I live in one, and I go, how in the world?
Right. And I'm looking at this stainless steel, family. I know y'all can see the stainless steel fireplace in the back here. Is this your office that you're in right now, Rob?
Yeah, this is my home office. So yeah, the fireplace is there. I can turn this around because this is what we're all at, right?
Sneak peek, you saw it here first, family. The office, the official office of Rob Fore. Is that the safe?
There's a big old money safe, and so we keep
go ahead and pull about 10,000 out of there real quick, Rob. Man, you guys saw it here first. And now, who in the world is showing you the office of Rob Fore? Anybody but the Builder Club TV, right? But man, we definitely got to have you back for that. We're looking forward for that. We're gonna have you back on the show, family. Make sure y'all share this video. I hope you took some notes because there was so much gold given out, $1 million information.
Well, you guys are so much fun. I mean, somebody asked me the other day about podcasting. It's like, I have never ever in my life subscribed or listened to a podcast, and I ran across you shared yours, and I listened to a couple, and it's like, oh my gosh. So for the first I've ever subscribed to and actually paid attention to, and I really applaud you. I honestly do. You bring some incredible value. Your speakers, the leaders you're bringing on board. I mean, these are nuggets. I mean, seriously, like you said earlier, $1 million nuggets from people that have been there, done that. That's pretty incredible. If we just have the wisdom to get past our own egos and just listen once in a while and go, well, what if what they're saying is true? Yeah. Why couldn't it be true for me too?
Yeah. I definitely appreciate you saying that, man. Again, it's an honor to have you on. We're definitely looking forward to that Day in the Life series featuring Rob Fore. But Builders Club TV family, we're going to let Mr. Rob Fore go because we know he has a major business that he's building right now. We're going to have him back. But thank you guys for tuning in. Builders Club TV family, Rob Fore. Peace.
Peace. Woohoo!